What's going on?
Good evening. Before do we want to call the meeting to order to get, okay, so let's go ahead and call the meeting to order for June 17th, 2024. I'd like to go ahead and get a motion to adopt the agenda.
I make a motion to adopt the agenda.
Second.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Christensen,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley. Motion approved.
All right, before we get started, there's a special presentation that I'm going to let Commissioner Anderson introduce.
Y'all can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, I can come up front. I have a big mouth, so everything is all good. It's my honor. I don't often get a chance to do this, but when I can, I'm really appreciative of it, for this opportunity. The Lower Richland Cares Project and the Lower Richland Alumni Foundation. I believe it's always important that you have the right partnerships, whether it's in business or whether it's in life. And I think that this is a great partnership that we have created here. I think that it's going to last a very long time. I pray that it will last a long time. One of my biggest things has always been about community. I love children, and I love seniors. And this CARES project and the foundation, what I was told, they donated, what is four gaming systems?
Nope.
4 computers?
4 computers, numerous
Numerous gaming systems. Man, I'm all backwards. But guess what? These are the type of things that strengthen our community. When we can invest and we have people to invest in our community, and we're so appreciative. So with the representative from the Lower Richland Cares Project and the Lower Richland Alumni Foundation, will you please come forward? I want to read what this plaque says, and it's just a wonderful thing. It says, with our deepest appreciation, presented to the Lower Richland Cares Project and Alumni Foundation, Lower Richland Alumni Foundation, in recognition of your generous contributions to the Lower Richland Community Recreation, the Lower Richland County Recreation Commission. Thank you for your collaboration, dedication, and support to the parks in the Lower Richland community. This is a wonderful thing. We pray that these partnerships will continue to last a very long time.
He said I talk all the time. First of all, on behalf of the Lower Richland Alumni Foundation, we want to say thank you to Richland County Parks and Rec for your dedication to our young people. Many of you don't know, but I serve as the former chair of Richland 1 Board of Commissioners, the school district. Currently represent Richland 1 and Richland 2 as the regional director, so I'm all in Richland County's business right now. And to have this partnership with you all, to be able to do the things that we're doing for our children, it goes beyond more than anything you could ever imagine. When we first wrote this grant, and our president here, because he always lets me do the talking, our president here, when we first wrote this grant, we were looking at making sure that the children of the Lower Richland community had things to do other than go home and ride their bicycles and get into things. And I'm proud to say, when I talk to folks such as Chef Leon Lott, that this project has done exactly what we wanted it to do, and that was to keep our young people off the street, out of trouble. We're going in almost 3 years of no murders in that Lower Richland community. And there's so many other things that we can say, but we were able to donate close to $40,000 in gaming equipment at those 4 parks, as well as those computers for your business center. And there's nothing that Thomas Ira can ask for. Ira Thomas, I call him all kind of things, that we're not gonna be in support of. He is a Lower Richland graduate, as all of us up here, so we're glad to support. We're proud of the black and gold, and we are proud of our community, and we just want Parks and Rec to know that this foundation has your back. You know, whatever project or task you want to take on, believe it or not, you're gonna have the foundation standing right there with you. So thank you so very much.
Well, like you said, normally I'm not the one that speaks a lot. I'm always the one behind the scenes, and I'm the one writing the checks. So, but we are looking to increase this partnership and make it go a little bit further. We're back and forth to DC, getting additional funding to make sure we're taking care of the entire community, young and old, from cradle to the crib, because we are from that. Come on up. Because we're from that community originally. We're from there. We've gone away, retired, and then now coming back home to help out. So we look forward to moving it forward to the next level. And we're also looking or wanting to utilize your park to do, we are expunging records of some of our individuals down there, and we've got them jobs already in logistics and some of the other places. So looking forward to keeping our community moved to the next level.
You all hold on under the floor. Thank you. Everybody ready? 1, 2, 3. Here's one more time. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Excuse me.
Chris, that was great. Thank you very much. That was just awesome. All right, so I need to get the board to approve the minutes from our last meeting, which was May 20th, 2024. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of the last meeting, May 20th, 2024.
Second.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Christensen,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs.
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Okay, so now we're moving into public input. I I believe that we have Ashley one signed up for tonight.
That is correct. We have Miss Janae Epps, who signed up for public input. Please come to the podium. You will be given 2 minutes to speak, and there will be a timer to notify you that your time has ended.
Thank you so much for allowing me to speak tonight. I am representing the Friars Gate Community Council, and we are a neighborhood grassroots organization trying to encourage engagement among residents in Friars Gate and the surrounding areas. As I call it, Friars Gate adjacent, which is essentially anything that touches Friars Gate. And since it is a huge neighborhood, that's most of Irmo. So Friars Gate, if you do not know, was built in the late 70s and early 80s and consists of about 2,000 homes. That's a lot of people. We do know that during the pandemic, people were pretty isolated. Coming out of it, we wanted to encourage them to get together more, to do things, to build our neighborhood stronger, to make greater connections. And we found a great partnership in the Friars Gate Park. They are amazing. First of all, it's just amazing to have a park inside your neighborhood. Let's just start there. I mean, that is phenomenal. I don't have to go away from the neighborhood to do most of the activities that you would want to do. I've lived in Friars Gate for almost 20 years and really hardly ever went to the park because I live on the Lexington County side of the neighborhood. That's the other piece of Irmo that you probably may not know. We straddle 2 counties, so you're not quite sure where everything fits. But the second you walk in, it's almost like, remember the TV show Cheers, where everybody knows your name? You walk in and it's like, oh, Miss Janae, how are you? It's amazing. They know the people in the neighborhood. They know the kids. They have the connection. The staff, when I say knows the kids, I'm standing there one weekend talking to Chris, and he just stopped and went, it's 11 o'clock. And he named the child's name. I can't remember. It's not here yet. He should be here by now because he's always here. I need to go and check on him. And I thought, that is amazing, just to know that there are adults around that are watching out for these kids, for these teenagers, that are keeping up with everything that they're doing. And they are welcoming and accommodating to everyone. Seniors, me, I'm not a senior yet, but I'm also not a kid. They're always available to help us with whatever we need, to help us enrich our neighborhood. And we are happy to hold events in their space to help advertise whatever they have going on. You've got flyers and we have people coming in. Let's put them all out. Let's make sure everyone knows what's available inside this park that they may not have seen every day. We are proud to say that with them, we have hosted Sassy Senior Bingo, and it has become quite the success. We've got some senior citizens that are really, really interested. They love that everyone is there. The staff will pop in and play a hand of bingo and, engage with everyone. It is amazing. It is just phenomenal. So thank you so much for allowing me to speak.
Thank you very much for that. All right, so Ryan, we'll get into the financial report.
Good evening, Chair Lapine, members of the Commission Board. I'd like to begin tonight by providing you with an update on the General and Enterprise Fund financials for the period July 1, 2023 through May 31st, 2024. Total revenues for the general fund for the 11-month period were approximately $18.4 million compared to $16.8 million around this time last year. Represents an increase of approximately $1.6 million or 9.6%. Property tax revenue was the largest driver for this increase. RCRC's overall property tax allocation did increase for fiscal year 24. In addition, grant revenues are up from this time last year as we received ARPA funds, reimbursed expenses at the beginning of this fiscal year. We also received funding that was built into the state budget. Program revenues for the 11-month period were $780,000 compared to $832,000 this time last year. Represents approximately $52,000 decrease or 6.3%. Parks and rental revenue was the largest driver for the decrease. The volume of rentals was down temporarily due to staffing levels within the organization. General fund expenditures for this period were $14.9 million compared to $13.4 million this time last year. That represents approximately 11.1% increase or $1.5 million. The biggest driver for the increase would be capital improvement expenses. We just made final payments in May for the parking lot renovations at Coppin Road Park and Meadow Lake Park. We also just recently made payments for our insurance premiums. Salary and fringe expenses are up as well due to vacancies being filled throughout the organization. Enterprise fund revenues for the current period were $1.1 million compared to $1 million this time last year, represents approximately $60,000 increase or 5.9% increase. The largest driver for the increase was volume of green and range fee payments were up as well as cart rentals. In addition, enterprise fund expenditures for this period were $886,000 compared to $935,000 this time last year. Represents approximately 5.6% decrease or $49,000. Golf cart operating costs was the largest driver for the increase as we did purchase some used carts last fiscal year. Are there any questions?
Yeah, you had new hires for the operating fund, right?
Yes.
With the new budget that we're approving, are we going to be able to hire all the janitors back that were laid off and give them raises?
We did this current fiscal year, the one that we're finishing up in the next 2 weeks. We did have a hiring push for custodians, and I believe we did also build in some additional positions within the property management division.
Okay, you had some people that was on salary, and they were put on hourly wage. You gonna be able to put them back on salary?
That is something, I would have to look into, and we would probably have to make a determination on a case by case basis, based on need throughout the organization.
And the longevity pay that's going to be able to come back to?
That is something that we have tried to include in the budget for the upcoming fiscal year.
It hasn't been approved yet.
It hasn't been approved yet.
So we're going to have a meeting in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Well, you got to have a happy recreation center in order for us to make money. If the employees happy, it'll run better. But let's try to get on the straight now. We already done got a lot of money here that's been given to us, but let's use it right.
Thank you. Yeah. Any other questions? Thank you.
Okay. Looks like that we have no unfinished business or new business, so let's move on to other business, which would be Executive Director Lewis's report.
Good evening. Good evening. Just to clarify some concerns that Commissioner Mobley had. Upon my return here, I met with Ms. Henley and Ryan, myself, and realized that we did need for our custodians to return to our facilities. We have pretty much, I think right now we may be maybe 2 full-time custodians short of what we had in the past. We got about 11, 12 full-time custodians, about 4 part-time. We did build into the budget for some additional custodian staff because there's a need. When you got 41 facilities, you cannot clean 41 facilities with 7 custodians. So I have addressed that issue with my staff. We also have addressed the issue where we have increased their pay slightly this past budget. Since I've been here, we do have a bill into the budget to increase their pay as well as the buildings and grounds pay as well, if you all approve the budget. So I do understand that there's a need to ensure that our facilities are clean and maintained properly inside and outside. And I do understand that you have to pay for what you want. You have to pay for the services. So we are making strides, Commissioner Mobley. We are making strides to do what's right by our custodian staff, our property management staff, and all our staff here at RCRC. So project updates. Another constituent reached out to Commissioner Mars Hamilton about some upgrades at Dennis Terrace Community Center. He made some arrangements for me to meet with the young lady from the community, and I met with my staff at Dennis Terrace. As you can see on the screen before you, we completely cleared out the front of the building, removed all the trees, the shrubbery, so we can have a pristine, clean look. We repaved the parking lot upstairs, up the bottom and top. We took out multiple trees along the building, around the tennis courts, by the playground. We got some work we're doing for the walking trail. The next couple of weeks, we will be replacing those windows. Those windows in that building is about 25 years old. So we've added some stuff inside, renovations inside. So this will continue this project over there. We met with the community members. They're very excited about what they see, about the progress that the staff is putting into. So we got a few more upgrades to do over there at that community. So hopefully next month I can show you the finished product. But we are working to continue to upgrade Dennis Terrace. Next, to be in compliance with DSS for our summer camp and out school program, we had to order warmers to put into our facilities. You can no longer have stoves with tops on them that you can fry and stuff like that. That's against fire code. So our property management construction staff, Ms. Hanley, she ordered these nice warmers. Our staff built the cases around them. So we installed these at Blythewood, Eastover, Killian, Trentham, and Friarsgate, and we've got Polo Road Parks that's left to make sure we're in compliance with what we're doing. Next, at Summer Hill Park, one of our community parks, we took out the old goals. We replaced them with some new goals. As you see, they're completely new. The community wanted to ensure that the kids had more than one goal to play on. So we've added 2 new goals there. We also added 2 new goals at Sharp Road Park as well. And we'll continue to go around the county and upgrade our outdoor parks as well as our indoor parks. Some other project update. Upper Richland, we had replaced 3 new HVAC units for our seniors up there and our rentals and stuff up there. So we just got those replaced last week. Polo Road Park, to ensure that we could try to maintain our multipurpose fields. We added a new fencing around Polo Road Park multipurpose field. We also have did the same thing at Meadow Lake, and we have a bid out for North Springs. During the summer months, we have a lot, when the fields are closed for turf management, we have a lot of people out there playing on the fields. We can't let the grass grow. We can't keep them fertilized. So we put fences up, hoping that'll help deter some of the traffic off the fields and allow us to put signage up telling people that the fields are closed during the summer months. Security cameras have been installed at Trentham Park and Gaston Community Center. Our safety monitor, Mr. George, is continuing to prioritize where we need cameras at throughout the county. I believe we got Kaufman Road and North Springs next, and we'll continue to upgrade all our camera systems to make sure that for the safety of our park staff and patrons and visitors, that if something happens, we'll have something to be able to help ourselves with. Field agency updates. Summer camp started last Monday, June 10th. We have over 480 kids registered for our summer camp between the ages of 5 and 12. For our teen camp between the ages of 13 and 17, we have 22 participants at Bluff Road Park. And we have 35 participants for our Camp Sunshine that's held at Trentham Park. So we have a total of 11 camps throughout the county for our youth throughout the county for summer camp. Summer basketball started this past Saturday. We have over 560 kids registered for summer basketball between the ages of 4 to 15. The staff did a great job this weekend, from what I was told, with our youth basketball throughout the county. We got about 6 more weeks of it, so I'm very proud of their accomplishments and what they're doing for that. Lastly, our finance department, they do a really great job, especially Dwayne and Miss Stephanie, our grant writer, and all of them do a great, outstanding job. Miss Stephanie worked diligently on a grant for us to get. We just received $100,000 grant from the South Carolina Department of Parks, Recreation, and Tourism to help us install a brand new playground system at Hopkins Park. So not only will we begin to renovate the pool, we will also begin a brand new playground system out there as well. So just want to give a major shout out to Stephanie. She really does a great job when it comes to securing these grants. She worked up on the line. I don't think she's here tonight, but she does a great job. Her and Dwayne and their whole staff, they get together, and we've gone for certain grants as a staff collectively. We get together and we meet to make sure we got all the credentials and everything that we need. So I'm very proud of what the staff is doing. Want to say thank you to all the staff. They are really working and doing a great job. We are seeing the fruits of our labor. I'm trusting them to do the things that they're doing, and they just getting things done out there. So, and thank you all for the support that you all give me so I can give it back to them. So at this time, that yields my report unless you have any questions.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations on that grant.
Good evening. Bear with us. We had a busy month once again. The 70s and 80s parties was hosted on May 23rd at the Garners Ferry Adult Activity Center. Patrons enjoyed a day of dancing, photos, community, and more. Thank you to Mr. Anderson, Mr. Mobley, and Ms. Lindsay for their attendance. On May 25th, St. Andrews Park hosted the Lupus Awareness Walk. Over 40 patrons attended this day featuring health awareness and fun. On May 29th, the Parkland Adult Activity Center hosted a National Senior Health and Fitness Day at Meadow Lake Park. The event featured unique exercises, vendors, and more. On May 30th and June 4th, RCRC appeared on WIS's Soda City Live. On the 30th, Mr. Kareem Evans informed the county and the opening of pool season. Then on the 4th, Director Lewis discussed his plans and goals for his tenure as executive director. On May 31st, the community relations team hosted the end of the school family fun night at the Park Lane Tennis Center. The event featured cookout-style food, games, arts and crafts, and more. Special thanks to Commissioner Lindsay for her attendance and our Grandmasters for Omega Psi Phi. Appreciate you, Mr. Anderson. It hurts. Also on May 31st, the Recreation Foundation hosted the Late Night Hoops event at Hopkins Park. The event treated 200 patrons to a night of basketball, community connections, and more. I think it was more than 200. I think it was like 800, but On June 5th, the Ballantyne Community Center hosted a high tea. This community event treated seniors to an elegant afternoon of community photos and more. On June 13th, the Gaston Park Community Center hosted a Father's Day celebration. Special thanks to Commissioner Jacobs for his attendance. On June 14th, the SC Department of Juvenile Justice hosted the Peace Up, Guns Down event at the Crane Creek Gym. Among the distinguished speakers were our very own Director Lewis and Commissioner Jacobs. Park of the month for this month is Friars Gate Park. Special thanks to park staff, Chris Lord, Lawrence Staley, Richard Legree, David Crumlin, and Tyreek Rickenbacker.
Yes. One, two, three. One, two, three.
And the and the community center of the month is Ridgewood Community Center. Special thanks to community center staff, Mr. Gregory Williams, Deborah Brown, Vanessa White, and Shanika Gunner.
Get the flowers tomorrow.
One, two, three.
What's up, Greg?
Great. Good stuff. Good stuff back there. Right? Mr. Jacob, sit down here. Yeah.
Upcoming events. June 20th is our chair volleyball tournament at the Crane Creek Gym. June 21st, Juneteenth Festival Social at the Garners Ferry Adult Activity Center. Also, June 21st, we kick off our Hot Red Summer Glow Golf at North Springs Park. June 29th, Women's Empowerment Event at Hopkins Park. July 2nd, Patron Appreciation Day at the Garners Ferry Adult Activity Center. July 11th, Ice Cream Social at Ballantyne Community Center. July 17th, the Bridge Tournament at Park Lane Adult Activity Center. July 25th, Smart Food Choices for Healthy Aging at Gaston Park Community Center. And June 26th, back to school community event at Crane Forest Neighborhood Park. That concludes my report. There are no questions and concerns. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. With that, can we get a motion to go into executive session?
I'll make a motion to go into executive session.
Mr. Chairman, both of those items are legal matters. And the last one on the election of officers, that would only be for any procedural questions, not about the election of officers. And that has to be at this meeting, the end of the June, and the election has to be at the end of the meeting.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. So, can we get a motion to go into executive session?
I'll make a motion to go into executive session.
Second.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Christensen,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley. Motion approved.
You want to vote to come out of executive
Yep.
session?
We're coming out of executive session. No votes were taken.
But vote.
Pardon?
Vote to come out.
Yeah, we got a vote to come out of executive session. My apologies.
We need a motion.
Can we make a motion to come out of executive session, please?
Make a motion to come out of executive session.
Second.
Commissioner Anderson, Commissioner Christensen,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley. Motion approved.
Okay, so no votes were taken in executive session. And we are going to move into
Action
voting.
item 10, which is the action item in executive session that was the election of officers that are required by the bylaws to be at this meeting in June and be the last thing on the agenda.
So thank you, Mayor Coble. Or Bob. So with that said, what we'll do is make motions for the positions. We'll second them and then we'll vote and then we'll move down the row. So it's going to go chairman, vice chairman, co-chairman, and then secretary. Okay. So we have any motions for chairman?
I'll make a motion. I'd like to select Rob Lapine as chair for the upcoming year.
Is there any seconds? Oh, is there any more nominations? Okay. So now what?
If there are no other nominations, you could move to do it by acclamation. I mean, if there are no other nominations.
Okay. All right. So I guess we take a vote.
Well, yes, you could take a vote.
Well, if you don't take a vote when you got no second.
Say again.
We have a second, Bob.
Oh, you hadn't had a second? Well, okay, you need a second, but if there are no other nominations, so you need a second for that.
I second that nomination.
Okay. And I would say if there are no other nominations, then you can go ahead and take a vote.
All right. Is there any other nominations? Okay, we can take a vote.
Anderson, Commissioner Anderson.
Yes.
Commissioner Christensen.
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs.
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey,
Yes.
Commissioner Mobley. Motion approved.
Okay. So the next would be for vice chairman.
Correct.
Is there, I mean, I'd like to make a motion
You
to,
can make a motion.
pardon?
You can make a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Donzetta Lizzie as vice chairman for the upcoming year. I can't second my own.
And you would need a second.
Yeah. Can I get a second, please?
I second that motion.
Wait, say, now is there any other,
Are there any other?
is there any other
Nominate.
nominations? Okay, with that,
Commissioner Anderson.
Yes.
Commissioner Christensen,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs,
No.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey, Commissioner Mobley. Motion approved.
Okay, so now we'd like to make a motion for secretary. And I would like to make a motion for Hamilton Jacobs.
There's a second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any other nominations? Okay, with that said,
Commissioner Anderson, Commissioner Christensen.
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
yes.
Commissioner Lindsey, Commissioner Mobley. Motion approved.
I would now make a motion to adjourn since that has to be the last thing on the agenda.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Anderson, Commissioner Christensen,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Lapine,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindsey, Commissioner Mobley. Motion approved. Meeting adjourned.